Research is underway to quickly and easily pinpoint different variants of COVID-19. And that research is happening right here in our own backyard over at the University of Rochester. Amel Elhel breaks down how it all works and tells us when the science might scale up.
So the sample just flows through there and then on into here.
New research being conducted at the University of Rochester will work to aid in the fight against COVID-19, specifically for those in disadvantaged communities.
You want to, as a scientist, do something that's going to have an impact in people's lives. And particularly for somebody that may not have access to the same level of health care that the rest of us do, if we can do that through the science that we're working on, that's amazing.
Ben Miller is a professor at the U of R and leading the research effort to develop sensors that will measure human immunity to COVID-19, specifically being able to determine immunity as new variants of the virus continue to arise.
As new variants of COVID-19 arise, can we understand whether someone who's been vaccinated against the original COVID-19 still have immunity to these new variants? And we're doing that by developing very simple, inexpensive sensors based on photonics that we manufacture at AIM Photonics.
On this plate alone, there are thousands and thousands of tiny sensors that can detect different variants of COVID-19, and every tiny little sensor costs around 10 cents each.
One of the things that we're tasked with doing is making sure that this can be available to people who might otherwise have difficulty getting access to medical care, whether that's resource-limited environments in cities or, rural areas of the country, making this diagnostic technology in a form that we can get it out to them and make it accessible to them.
Miller hopes to publish the research within the next 2 years so the technology is useful in a doctor's office or clinic. Then a larger commercial entity can manufacture the tests on a national scale. Reporting in Rochester, Amel Elhel, News 8.
All right, thank you, Amel.